there everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Scramble for the Far East mod. Last time around we were able to capture these two areas right here, which constituted the capital of the Northern Alliance. And right now we're moving further north. The problem is though, simultaneously as we're doing good progress against the Northern Alliance, things are happening quite rapidly in the south. So we got the Americans. They're gaining more territory and there looks like they're going to be able to destroy the Koga. And that's going to be a big problem because there's going to be a lot of troops, a lot of American troops, and it's a completely different beast fighting a modern force compared to a traditional force. So that's going to cause quite a bit of problem in our strategy. Plus the Americans, it's a large faction. They got a lot of money and they've been building on these provinces for quite a while. So that's really dangerous. And slowly here as well, the two factions in between the Americans and the British are slowly being squeezed out. So soon enough, I'll be facing only the British and the Americans down south. And that's... Second problem, the Obama clan has been taken out by the British, and so now we have a direct border with the British. The Obama clan didn't really do anything. I'm hoping the British keeps up that tradition. Anyways, I'm hoping to do quite a bit of work. Oh yeah, another problem, which is also why I'm like, oh, I should have realized I shouldn't have gone for legendary campaign already at the start. Like, it would have been a lot easier not going for legendary, but here we are, 9th video in. It's a little bit late to start it over. But yeah, what was I thinking? Yes, unfortunately the commander that was raised from the ranks down there, from defending against all those charges that the enemy put against us, he was assassinated. And there's been a lot of attempts to try and assassinate other generals. So, yeah, not a happy camper right now with having him assassinated. Anyways, we're set up for quite an easy battle, I would say. The thing is, I'm thinking we can probably get a... The thing is, we get all these stupid sieges and they're not really that interesting, so I'm thinking we're gonna try to get a field battle. So we're gonna attack this force, but looks like I was set up like I was gonna be able to get it, but apparently not. Right. He's gonna continue up towards what is gonna be the last capital of these guys. Actually, there's gonna be down in the south. And then I've got now the Brunswick army. We got more troops in it. We got the cavalry. And also I've added a howitzer. As we were making quite a bit of money. Or we were making quite a bit of money when we left off. We were making like 16,000. Now we're down to 7,000. A lot of that is due though to me recruiting a ton of troops. Anyways, we're gonna lay siege to this place, and yeah, looks like I won't be making much further progress right now, but once the end turn is done, we'll be ready to attack. Oh yeah, another part that I completely forgot about this was that I started building railroads, and it seems that they are completed, unless this is someone else who's built it. There we go, it is us who has established the first railroad. I think though that we've only established like one station, so currently we can't actually connect multiple areas, I don't think. But it should be, let's see, so we got, it's going through here. Oh no, I did! I was able to, so we've got a connection going in between here. That means that as soon, hopefully, as we're done up here, we could quickly, quite quickly, move down south to deal with the enemy. Concealed armies, bombardment, not great. Construction reports. Lots of forts. And the 2 railroads. Enough of railroads, though. We have managed to corner the artillery piece that was left outside, and the piece itself did not retreat, so we're able to drag the defenders out of the castle. It's heavily in our favor. We've got 9,000 men against their about 4,000. So hopefully this should go rather quickly. This terrain is very favorable to the enemy army. They contain a high amount of cavalry, which was my main concern, given the ups and downs and the fact that they're going to go ahead and reinforce. They could quite easily catch me off guard and run down a few units. Not great. Let's go ahead and start. I'm going to bring up... We're going to bring at least the troops up to our side of the ridge. Let's see where our enemy comes in from. Right. The reinforcement. Is that the reinforcements coming in? Right behind the enemy? Or is, what's this? Oh, that's my reinforcements. Okay, so my reinforcements came in from there. There's a river over here, so they're unlikely to come from there. It looks like there's a lot of guys coming in there. So they're coming straight ahead, so that's good. They're not going to turn up behind us, which was my main worry. It's all cavalry. Let's coordinate the generals and all the cavalry. Put them in this area right here, and then all the units are up here. What I want to do is I think we want to shift the line. I'm sending 3 over there. Alright. I want to see if maybe we can take this hill. But this one could be dangerous to attack. There's also another problem, which I noticed in a few battles, is of course we need direct line of sight to shoot at something with our rifles. The enemies or traditional troops and their bowmen don't. I think the easiest way is to advance through here and advance towards the kind of open ground here. It looks like the enemy is advancing on us, though. Could be that we could set up in a really favorable area where I could have multiple units stacked on the hill ready to fire down upon an enemy that is advancing on us. Which could very well be what we're looking at here. I could probably even fit the cannons on top to shoot at them. Would be the most optimal of situations. Alright, the enemy is definitely coming at us. All 6 regiments were able to lay down fire on the approaching cavalry, and well, the result speaks for itself. They died in formation. Anyone else approaching this hill is going to get absolutely destroyed. We sent a regiment around the side. They're sending 1 through here. I mean, if they'd worked faster with the cavalry, maybe they would have been able to achieve something. Also, in the meantime, I was actually able to set up spikes here. Since the cavalry force has evaporated, I am going to push forward my infantry, and I'm going to push forward my cavalry on the flanks. And so we make sure that we surround the enemy force and make sure as few of these guys make it back to the castle. We've got a Dutch trained infantry unit approaching the hill, getting massacred as they go, quickly evaporating. It's kind of interesting though that the AI really realized that they got screwed over pretty hard, and so they've retreated. The thing is, my colonial cavalry doesn't really have any what it takes to take down the samurai cavalry. I mean, the fight is really won. It's just making sure that the enemy knows it as well. I'll send these 3 forward there. And then let's see if we can't get 3 up through there. You know what? I can get 3 from this one down. We'll do something like that. And we still then have 4 in a defensive position just in case. The enemy is kind of reorganizing around this area. Problem is they're all spear, so it's gonna be hard to like send in the cavalry to kind of just break it up. However, what we can see is like a lot of their troops are retreating. As we're moving forward, I feel like all I need to do is kind of push them a little bit, and then they're completely just gonna fall apart. We're not gonna make it to the high hill before this guy does. So we might as well not try to go for it at all. You know, instead we continue to advance by these guys. Get the cavalry up around behind them. Any troop that tries to leave the field, is gonna get murdered. Oh, he didn't actually move to the top of this. And then we can order you to move a little bit to the side there. With the bows. What is this guy doing now? Is he moving on us? Yes, he is. They're all Naginata samurai. Let's see, maybe we're shooting from back here. I feel like we could probably shoot into the back of this one and make sure that he routes. Actually, we are cutting this one up pretty badly. Most of these are routing, but we need more. We need more. I need these guys to evaporate like yesterday. Right, the cavalry is gone. Let's try to avoid getting run over by the Naganatas. This is probably the best position, and once these guys up here start shooting, that is when the enemy force really will start to evaporate. Yeah. It's not going to take a lot. And when this guy comes in range and gets shot at, he's going to start to want to retreat as well. Whenever you're ready. Yes, he is broken. And now you need some encouragement to fire on that. You can advance the troops even further. Okay, we got some of these troops retreating without my cavalry being able to push through. Come on, just like... Oh, they're all going now. Since you're the last one, all the cavalry should be enough to just run through it. So no surprise, we stand victorious, and the castle should fall about as easy as this. The interesting thing will be to see what kind of trouble the Brunswick army runs into, because the geisha over there was assassinated, so I don't know what's going on. A decisive victory. The enemy lost 3,000 men out of a 4,000 men army. We only lost 80 men. Probably falling over, trying to run up and down those hills. Highest skills goes to cavalry. No surprise they chased down tons of troops. Otherwise, there's not much to be said. The force is killed. And the units within the castle will soon fall as well. I'm just going to go ahead and check and see which one of my generals I want to lead the charge. So this guy is close to actually getting his next star, so he's going to lead it. And as much as I want to auto-resolve, it's a little bit too close to do it that way. So we're gonna... I'm gonna have to play it, but I'll play it off camera. It's the same bloody castle. It's that hilltop castle that seems to be signature for this area. Unfortunately, I had 2 units route behind lines. You can see they're without chevrons, so the morale was a little bit shaky. And one of them got completely destroyed because that's what That's what happens when you try to retreat through about 4,000 enemies. This one somehow survived. 36 men. So at least we got that going for us. And of course, we took the castle. Go ahead and occupy that real quick. Should be able to hold on to this. They only have 3 territories left, so I think this general could move on his own. Although what we'll do actually, let's see. What do I need? Garrison force. If I 7, he could get out there or when with what? Ding dong. 7 troops. Right, that is correct. Could have probably selected a better selection of veteran troops, but never mind that now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new capital. Yeah, they really don't have anything. They lost a lot. For some reason they build these massive cavalry colleges. Let's go ahead and see what the Brunswick army faces over here. Right, it's quite the enemy force. Whole bunch of cannons. Interesting to see what kind of castle it is. It's probably better actually to break siege and attack the smaller one and get it into a field battle. So we're gonna break siege. And we still have some movement. Unfortunately, I cannot attack the force, but we'll do that the next turn, so that'll be great. And we'll be able to advance on the last one there. The problem here is, of course, if the French start doing naval invasions up north here, while I am busy fighting the British and the Americans in the south. Hopefully, though, we'll find a way to solve that. There we have it. I've managed to drag out the army, similar to like we did last time. There's a whole lot of cannons that they're actually able to bring to the field. I don't think, though, that they're able to actually use them properly. But let's not hold back. Let's go straight into battle, shall we? And have this commander prove himself for the first time. I'm going to see if I can't be a little bit more aggressive in this battle. It obviously all depends on where the enemy reinforcements coming in from. One thing though is these bloody howitzers are really powerful. Look at the range. I covered their entire spawn zone and the little town there. We're gonna drag the 6-pounders up with the force, but everyone of course wants to see what does the new force look like. The newly recruited Brunswick army. So here's the infantry. And let's take a look at the hussars over here. Right. Wonderful. You'll see more of that after the battle. With that, let's go and start.
Men are ready to attack, sir.
We got 2, 3 units. There's supposed to be like 5 of them. But I'm more interested to see where the enemy reinforcements are coming in. So here comes my howitzer shots. Pretty good, but I think it would be better if the howitzers fired on that unit right there. We have the most potential for inflicting damage. I'm not seeing the reinforcements. Slightly worried about that, but at the same time not that much. We're gonna bring up the first line. Second line is gonna be close behind, but at hold fire, and then the 6-pounder is being moved to the side. Oh, there they are, there they are. They turn up right behind the main force. I'm gonna bring the 6-pounder up onto the hill, see if I can fire from over there. Okay, so there's a lot of cavalry. So the first line is gonna be as it is. However, second line, I think if we could start placing down some spikes could be good. Actually, first line could do that as well. The enemy is not really moving against us right now. We're gonna place a lot of spikes. The thing is, even if I now continue to advance upon the enemy, it will be good to have those spikes just so we can have kind of a fallback position. There's a slight high ground here, so I'm hoping the 6-pounders will be able to fire above this. I could bring them up higher, actually. No, I cannot, because that's the end of the map. Right, good position, deploy. Because the enemy force, of course, outnumbers us, and they do have a lot of cavalry. It feels like if I aim the howitzers onto the cavalry, they will start to, like, react. They're bringing up their 6-pounders, and they have a lot of them. Right, we've placed a lot of spikes. More or less, the entire army has placed down spikes. Why did he hit the house? I ordered you to fire on this. I'll take personal control of this. Can I... like, where would I fire to hit the town? Kinda low-key wanna set fire to a building. Which I can, you know what? What if I tell you to fire a canister, and then I take personal control and fire at the town? I want to fire at the town just because it's going to look cinematic, isn't it? If the town's on fire. It's not going to be great for the people who live there, but then again, this is a colonial adventure. It's not like there's any Germans living there. God. It's a bad thing to say. Yes! We set it on fire. Wonderful. Alright, let's go ahead and fire on that. Let's see if I can... You know what? What if I do this? And they will do... The rest of the cannons will do a spread of canister towards the village. You know what? The enemies coming from that way. They're the ones who set fire to the village. Not us. Right? Alright, hold fire. Now you can reselect target. Preferably at the enemy's cannons, which are slowly moving up here. If we could get a good hit on that. Yes! I asked for one good hit, I got at least 3. That's really nice. So that's a lot of their cannons, but as we remember, they brought quite a few. Look at these spikes. Like if first line fails, second line will surely destroy the enemy. I feel like the best thing is to combine the hussars, because on their own, one by one, they're probably gonna not do too well. As long as I can bombard them from range, that's all dandy. Can bombard them a little bit more. Maybe I want to shoot at the town a little bit more. Most of it is cavalry. Right. But I can still move these up. Let's see about readying ourselves. Shoot these down. I probably should mostly be aiming at the enemy's cavalry units, because we have the because that is the units that are gonna cause more problem for us. Alright. The enemy is still quite far away. To make sure that we've got support here, the lines should be close enough to support each other. We outrange any kind of bow unit, so I could be staying at range. So it's not like we're gonna move into danger here. Although soon enough I am, because we're outrunning the second line. Getting the second line forward. Just out of range here to start shooting at them. One good thing as well, which I've learned through a lot of these battles, is when the enemy layers their force like this, like so many shots that miss the first line will go into the second one. We're doing really good damage on this unit right here. I want to conduct some more war crimes. Right. Fire a little bit more on that village. Right. We've got a few of these Brunswickens firing. You know what? I want some ranked fire just because it's going to look good on the intro. And we need to conserve a little bit of ammo, just in case. Not that I think I actually need to conserve ammo, because I'm pretty sure these units have like 60 shots per pouch, or whatever you want to call it. Ammo bag. Right, the big house, I kind of want to set fire to that. Right. Now you can go back to fire round shot on the enemy. Howitzer should have dealt with this cavalry unit a while ago. I feel like firing on this one should bring fire to both. Right, we can go down already now for those who are impatient. You probably saw this though in the intro, if this is what I use for the intro. Second line, fire! Oh, they're on the move. They're on the move. They're advancing on us. Neil rank fire. It's where's the cavalry? Yep, the cavalry. Okay, we've they're approaching, but they're not really approaching as hard as I thought. Ooh, that's a lot of cannon shot. Okay, my hussars moving in. These cannons will now hold fire. Why are you routing when it's not actually that bad? Okay, you know what? The 3 units in the center will fall back. Hussars will cover. This unit on the very far end, there's nothing I can do for him. But I can save the units on here, and in the center we want to save that. Continue to move, if you please. And second rank should have been firing already, which was a mistake I made. Right, let's get my hussars in order. We had quite a few of the units in the first line route. Only one actually successfully made it back, but I think the other lines will in fact survive. You know what? Second line, 2 units out of 5 made it back. And we have a few units here that are definitely surviving to the end of the battle. And as the enemy approaches the last line, we are successfully destroying them. Gonna move up the general and he's gonna support the units, inspire them, and we'll crush these fools. Can I get a canister shot? Yes. Good shot.
Your general is under attack.
Yes, you say? That just means that he is at the front, supporting his troops. And the enemy is crushed. Right, hold fire. We'll order the hussars out again to charge down the retreating troops. Make sure that we don't have to face them again. The enemy gets closer. I'm sure these spikes actually do catch bullets. Feels like we're not doing as much damage as we should be doing. Now it's only the cannons that are remaining. The hussars having a field day, cutting down the retreating troops. Oh, this bastard actually made it. He probably had Banzai ability, did he? Yes. Kneel rank fire. Fire straight into them. Okay, that for some reason tanked the FPS. But I can see why, given what's going on here. An absolute mess. The unit's not very happy though. The general's right behind them supporting. Maybe we need to get the hussars in here to make sure that these samurai are broken. Let's bring these up just in case he breaks through. The hussars are on their way and the enemy breaks. Great. We'll call them off and let the troops deal with them. But that went pretty well, I'd say. Could have gone better though. I should have probably moved the front line back as soon as possible. There is the fast march ability, the military cadence. However, I know in previous recordings, like last time, very last time that I recorded this mod, that it was trademark music. So the episode would be claimed by the right holder to whatever music it was playing. So that's why I'm avoiding that, but I could have done that. I could have formed them into column, moved them back and clicked that button, and we would have been probably back behind friendly lines pretty darn quickly. But there we have it. We are victorious, and this town should fall as well. Even if it is one of those difficult hilltop castles, we should have a lot easier time defeating it, as I've got a howitzer with a proper trajectory to go ahead and take those out. Looking at the field though, there probably isn't that many samurai left holding the castle. Almost looked like the Ukrainian flag out there.
is close, sir.
Even with a little bit of a mess up, we every unit survived the battle, so that's a good thing. The enemy did outnumber us. They lost about 4,000 men, so it's only 1,400 left to defend the castle. We lost 1,500. We've got 3,000 remaining. Highest kills goes to the Hussars, no surprise there. And then we have a Brunswick infantry. It's probably one of the front rank ones because they lost 300 men. However, it slayed 350. So, victory all around. Very good. With that, we'll continue on and lay siege to the castle. Wonderful. He gained a star as well.
But I cannot.
Are you out of movement range, or are you able to lay siege? You should be. Let's see. Melee attack. Or happiness in province. Movement campaign range. That's just what I need. Just enough so I'm able to attack the castle. And yes. Right, we can see the remains of the troops that we fought earlier. Few of the modern cannons made it back. 2 of these 12-pounders. I wish I could capture them during battle. We would have so many cannons by now. Anyways, let's go ahead and lay siege to this. And begin the real beginning of the end for the Northern Alliance. Well, it's not a hilltop castle, so that makes it easier because my 6-pounder will actually be able to take part in burning down walls and stuff. It's still a very formidable castle, which is going to take some effort to get through, but I'm sure I will be victorious in the end. The idea is, I mean, we'll first slaughter the 3 units, 4 units, 5 units actually, that hold the front here. Get rid of as much of that as possible. And after that, we'll try and scale the wall. The thing is, so much could happen, and I'll try and figure out where to go in. But yeah, I should be able to do this pretty easily. Finally, after much ado, we've made it into the center courtyard. When I said it was going to be easy, it wasn't going to be easy at all. And I might have lost a unit, and I might just have lost my howitzer. As I thought I was safe, but you know, this castle was filled to the brim with all kinds of howitzers and cannons and stuff, and the wooden cannons managed to get an angle. I think one howitzer managed to get away, but we'll see. We'll see. Here's the result of the battle. A decisive victory for our side. We only lost 653 men. That's still quite a lot, though, out of a force of about 3,000. Comparatively, though, the entire enemy force was destroyed, and we stand victorious, holding this castle at the end of it. And, lucky enough, my howitzer survived, which is probably the most important part. Go ahead and peacefully occupy this. Wonderful. Go ahead and repair the castle. Wonderful location. Right, now only one location remains. Given the amount of battles and so on, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to cut out a lot of material. But at the same time, they did an armorer. Why? They're supposed to be a blacksmith or gunsmith. Anyways, we'll push through, get this, and end the Northern Alliance in the north. We'll call them the Southern Alliance because they're south of us. Right, let's go ahead and do just that. I had to step out of the recording for a bit just to check how much I've actually recorded, and I had recorded 2 hours, so we'll see what I can do with that, cutting that down to half an hour. With that said, we've managed to surround the last final place in the north. We'll be able to cut this down and then focus all our armies towards the south. And definitely try and figure out something that we can do against the British. Hopefully the British will focus on other areas, although I kind of feel as though they probably are already on their way. With that said, let's go ahead and attack. And there we go, now this castle falls as well. It usually takes quite a while to finesse these castles, and this was no different. But as we can see, the time has run out, and the castle is ours. The Northern Alliance is no longer Northern, nor is it an alliance. They hold one territory to the south of us. The problem is now two much more difficult opponents rises, as we've got the British and the Americans to the south as well. And we do have the possibility of a French naval invasion from the north. Here's the result of the battle. A total of 8,000 men deployed on our side, although most were held in reinforcements. The enemy within the castle held 4,600 men, which all died, but I guess the thing that stands out is that I managed to lose my 6-pounder field cannon, which was a little bit of a mistake, where I forgot that they had one unit outside the castle, managed to sneak up and kill my cannon while I was focusing on other things. But in all, we were able to succeed in the battle. Colonial infantry is the highest killer with 854. And yeah, we only lost 500 men taking the castle. Wonderful. And there he goes. Cannon killer gets brought to his knees. And the last territory to the north is secured. Unfortunately for me, I did not get any more stars. Now, I'm sort of not sure whether or not. The thing is, I do need commanders, but it's like they keep getting assassinated, or I'm so worried they are gonna get assassinated that I'm not sure what to do really. Now, I could keep some generals here in the north, or like one, and try and see if I can go after the French on this island. The best thing would be if I just could secure peace with them. Like, there's no point really in fighting with the French stuck on that island. Anyways, we'll be heading south to go ahead and face off with the enemy clans to the south, especially the British, as that is a major concern. Get the railroad up and running. We should be able to transport troops quickly down to the south. I think the closest station is quite far away actually. But yeah, and then like reorganize the northern territories here so that I'll be able to extract quite a bit of wealth out of them, and then we'll be heading south to dealing with our opponents. But with that said, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.